Here we have the LEGO Guardians of the Galaxy bundle, and this actually consists of Drax, Adult, Young Groot, and Mantis. And today we're going to be deciding if these LEGO versions of the skins are actually going to be worth it or not to purchase. Because keep in mind, this is a $28.99 bundle, so let's go ahead and get right on into it. So first, we have our boy Drax, and we're just going to do a locker view of him first, and then the in-game stuff. So up first, let's talk about this minifig. Like, literally, let's take a look at the face first. On the normal skin, his red little tattoos are actually a little bit of a darker maroon color, and on here they're this bright red, beautiful coloring. And if you know anything about a LEGO minifigure, is that there's sometimes not as much detail on them because it's hard to print it and actually be able to see with the eye. But this, since we're in a video game, it looks so good. This is actually the exact one that we've seen in some of the Guardians of the Galaxy sets before, but the eye printing, like around the face, I love the details around that. I love the details on the back. And then taking a look at the back itself, we actually can see a lot more of those tattoos as well. And on here, we actually have a lot of little skulls in the shape of minifigure heads, which honestly, that's awesome, because on the normal skin, we actually just get them as regular skulls, but here, we're in LEGO mode, so we get some minifigure skulls. Like right here, you can see a minifig head, minifig head, minifig head, a couple on the sides, and on the back, it's actually very symmetrical, and for Drax, it's a little weird to me to have it, like, super symmetrical, just because on the normal skin, it's not really like that. But I do think that the details on here are so tiny and they look so good. I especially love the skulls. And on the arms, again, we just have some more of that detail, some more little furry lines and some big tattoos. Same thing on here, except this time we actually get some more skulls. And the chest is also very cool. Again, we have some more of those skulls, some more little lines going everywhere. I have no clue what this thing is right here. Like, I couldn't tell you what that is. And this literally just looks like a snake wrapping around his chest, and that is fantastic. Genuinely, the printing on here is absolutely phenomenal. So in the normal skin, he's not my favorite one out of the bundle. I think he's actually one of my least favorite out of the bundle, but on here, I think he definitely has the best minifig for sure. And again, we have that grayish color of the skin tone, kind of like how we normally would see it. And on the pants, we actually get a different color pants than we actually get in the normal skin. These are actually this beautiful maroon color with some tan highlights on the actual outside of it. And dude, the printing on here is actually really cool. There's no side printing on the legs, so that kind of sucks. We only get the little belt buckle and the little like pockets and stuff on here. So low-key, very good minifig. And then we have young adult Groot. And the first thing I want to point out is the normal Groot actually already has this little piece that goes off the side. And that actually should have been reserved for this Groot, because young adult Groot is a lot beefier than the other Groot mold is. And other than that, like, it literally has almost the exact same stuff. I think minifigure wise, they kind of did this one wrong. So there's no side printing on the legs. We do have a lot of really cool like Groot details, like the little bark going everywhere, the little vines going places. We even have the cool little chest. The back muscles are actually there like we see in the normal skin, but there is no arm printing. That is a wasted opportunity. And there's no head, like back head printing. There's only a few little details on the front, but this is actually normal. This is what it looks like in real life as well. But it's just, I don't know, this one's just boring. Even compared to the old Groot, which isn't as big and which isn't as buff as the new Groot. This one should have definitely had the spot that goes over the shoulders, under the head, and that would have made this a little bit better, in my opinion. And now we have Mantis, and this is actually the Mantis that we've seen in the really big Guardians of the Galaxy ship LEGO set. And what I love about this is that it has this hairpiece that actually has the antennas going up. So if you know anything about the set, the hairpiece is actually the molded part, and the antennas are actually attached to the hair right here, and that looks really cool. Like, I love the way that this looks. The face is also very cool. There's not as many details on there. No arm printing at all. The back of the shirt, you can barely see it, but it is there. So we do have those cool little blue, green, light green, black colors right there. Same thing right here. So it basically just mirrored this, except we just don't have a couple of the other details right here. So I will say, this is pretty cool, except there's literally zero printing on the legs, so I think that's another wasted opportunity right there. By the way, this is what the emote looks like in the LEGO mode. So we have this one, which is actually the potted Groot dance. I just love the way that they move like that. And then we also have the Zargnut Invisibiligy. And this is actually one of the first emotes that I've seen that doesn't have a Lego piece actually using it for it. So we have that, and then she stands very still and turns invisible. And there we reach in the bag again. I'm not sure. For this being a Lego mode, it's kind of weird to see this not being made out of Lego. And I wonder if that was somewhat in the contract, but I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, I'm really not sure how I feel about that. So taking a look at the skin itself in game, it is a lot harder to see the details up close, but you definitely can tell it's there. This is kind of what it looks like to have a normal minifigure, and taking a look at the back, you can definitely tell that the details are still there, and again, it is very hard to actually see them, especially at this angle. And I will say I love the back of the head printing. I love that we have the face on the front, and the details honestly look and pop a little bit better in the locker for sure, just because again you can't see it closer. But I love that we still have this, and I love that there's so much detail on the front and the back. It genuinely looks like such a good minifigure in game. And then here we have Groot. And Groot also looks pretty good. Like, I love the way that his body moves. You can actually see the details a little bit better than I thought you would be able to on the back. So I love that you can see the really cool back muscles right here. And then, man, I just hate that we don't have printing on the arms or the back of the head, because that's kind of a wasted opportunity as well. There's also no leg printing. It just looks kind of boring and bland. But right here, you can see a lot more of the details. On the head mold looks great and fantastic. The feet, I love that I will say, the toes right there, I'm glad that there's printing right there. But there isn't, like, it's almost like the shins. There's no printing on the shins at all. That's wasted. And I don't know. The details are really good on this skin, but it's just almost boring, especially without the really cool added bonus that the other Groot has. And there's no printing on the arms or the back of the head or even the side of the legs. It's just, I can't. I just don't know why I can't get behind this skin. And finally, we have Mantis. And looking at, like, so this is about the view you're going to get all the time, is going like this. And there is honestly zero details on the back, just because the hair is covering it, and we can't be too mad about that because it is a Mantis hair piece. But I will say the details on there are decently fine. I mean, you can get up close like this and kind of see them, but that's about it. Again, there's no molding or printing on the arms, the legs, or it just is a little bland. Her eyes are just like straight white, and it kind of looks a little cursed. I'm not sure if I've just never noticed that on other skins before, but it just looks a little scary. The hairpiece honestly is really cool though. It's super nice, and you can tell that the antennas are right there. This is definitely the coolest mold out of the bunch in my opinion. But then we have the chest, and the chest also has a really, just a few details that are actually mirrored. So it's the only asymmetrical part is right there around the bottom of the stomach, and that's about it. But other than that, the skin is low-key very boring, kind of like how Groot is. So let's talk about these. First up, we have Drax, and honestly, that is the best one out of the Lego bundle for sure. And just keep in mind that this pack is $28.99, so almost $30 for the Lego skins. And I mean, you get the other stuff too, but we're talking about the Lego stuff in particular here. And the Drax one is honestly fantastic. It's actually kind of crazy because I think that Drax minifigure only came out in 1 or 2 real-life Lego sets, and that is actually like mirrored exactly from the Lego sets we've gotten before, and it looks really good. Like, honestly, that is the best one here. I think that's actually one of the best Lego minifigures that I've seen for the Lego mode, honestly. Other than ones that have, like, specific molded heads or anything like that, that has the best details that I've seen in a long time. The tattoos are fantastic. They pop. It's bright. It's beautiful. That one is absolutely worth it. And then we have young Groot, and that one's definitely alright. The other version of Groot is 100% way better. There's so much more detail on there, like the face. This one just looks like it just seems too happy for it to be young adult Groot. Like, he's still kind of in that, like, sassy stage, and I don't know, it should have been a little bit different. And that one for sure is not worth it. There should have been a lot more details there. And then finally we have Mantis. And again, Mantis is kind of in the same boat. There's almost zero details on there. There's no arm, no leg. The only printed pieces we have is the chest and the back of the torso, and that is just kind of boring. The hair piece is definitely alright. Like, it's very cool, but it's not anything to, like, go crazy about. And with this, the only way that you can actually get these skins is to buy the $28.99 pack. And I wish you could buy them separately, but I know that, like, for the people that are wanting 1 or more of these skins specifically, that's why they did it, because they know we're going to pay for it. And it's just kind of weird. But finally, the big question, are these collectively worth it? And I'm going to be straight honest with you. I honestly don't think so, especially if you're getting it for just the Lego mode. I can't see this being worth it because you can't use the back blings, you can't use the pickaxes. It's nice that we actually get to use the emotes for sure in this, because there's a couple emotes that you can't actually use. But I think that the only really good skin in this bundle for the Lego mode, it has got to be Drax. Like, he definitely stands out, and then I think it goes Groot, and then finally last we have Mantis. Sadly, I don't think this is going to be worth it unless you are a super diehard Guardians of the Galaxy fan. So before we wrap the video, make sure you use code CJBrickles in the item shop, and seriously, thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all later, studs.